it's Miriam, and I have some great news. A few weeks ago, I shared with you that I was on the elemental diet to help heal my EoE, Eosinophilic Esophagitis, a rare autoimmune disease of the esophagus. And because nothing else has worked in the past, like Prevacid or Prilosec, I was put on the elemental diet after the 6 food elimination diet failed. And so I'm happy to say that after being on the Vivanex liquid diet, which contains amino acids and carbs and electrolytes and proteins and vitamins and minerals and all that good stuff, the biopsy results came back a week later, and I no longer have EoE, and my esophagus looks great. It has no inflammation. It has a little scarring, but that's to be expected after all the years that the eosinophils have been doing damage to my esophagus. But my journey is not yet over. I will now have been on this diet 8 weeks, and this last week I reintroduced foods, beginning with fruits and vegetables. So I have 5 more weeks of fruits and vegetables, then another endoscopy, then other foods will be introduced. The next set of foods will be legumes and nuts for 6 weeks, and then another endoscopy, and then fish will be introduced. I'll have that for 6 weeks, and then another endoscopy, and then that will be followed by meats, and then grains, but no wheat, and then soy, and then meat, and then milk. This is a long process, very involved process, where every time a food is reintroduced, it's reintroduced for 6 weeks, and then another endoscopy. So I have calculated I will have 9 more endoscopies by the end of the year. So I just wanted to share the good news with you. And you also can read a blog post that I have written about my success with the elemental diet and the steps of reintroducing foods. And in my blog post, you'll also see information about the 6 food elimination diet, and you'll also see information and resources about EoE in both children and adults. And the one thing about the elemental diet is that it's very expensive. So if your state insurance companies, or if insurance companies in your state do not cover the elemental diet, it can be a big cost. You'll see information in my blog post about states where insurance companies will pay for the elemental diet. My state pays for it, but of course you have to meet your deductible first. So this is one reason why the elemental diet isn't always prescribed, I think, and patients will not accept it. I also learned that about only 20% of adult patients with EoE will comply with the elemental diet, very strict diet, which, by the way, the liquid smells, it stinks, and it tastes awful. So the best way to ingest it is to pour it over crushed ice and sprinkle salt on it. It'll taste just a tad better, but not really. So that's a problem, why, reason why people won't go on the elemental diet. It's the cost, it's the taste, it's very strict, and many people think that it diminishes their quality of life. That, however, was not my experience. I did not have a problem tolerating the diet. I tolerated it well. I did not have any digestive issue, like constipation and diarrhea. That never happened. It never interfered with my training. I'm training for a 24-hour track ultra, the Dawn to Dusk to Dawn 24-hour track ultra, which takes place Mother's Day weekend, and in 2 weeks that is, and I never had a problem. In fact, during the 6 weeks I was on this diet, right before my endoscopy, I logged over 165 miles, training miles. So yeah, it's a personal choice. But if you are experiencing, like heartburn or food impaction episodes, food getting stuck in your throat, or other issues with your esophagus, make sure you see a good GI doctor. And not all treatments work for everybody. Every patient is differently, but I'm so happy that finally, after 26 years of having difficulty with my esophagus, finally a diet was prescribed that was difficult to taste, kind of awful, but it healed my esophagus, and that's the most important thing. So yeah, so thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to check out my blog post with resources and information. And now I can dump this for now, and I'm getting ready to go on my next 5 miles. I just did 5 miles earlier, and now 5 more. So take care, and thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.